The history of Mecca. Our story begins with the city of Mecca. It is said that when Adam and Eve were cast out of paradise, they were separated, with Eve landing near Mecca and Adam somewhere in the Far East. After several years of searching for each other, Adam managed to find his way through the Arabian Peninsula to Mecca. It was at the summit of Mount Arafat, outside the city of Mecca, that they were finally reunited. Mecca is also significant because it is considered the first place where Allah, the Exalted, was worshipped alone without any partners. It was here that Ibrahim and his son Ismail built the first house of worship. It is said that every day, 70,000 angels visit this house to pray and then depart, never to return, as our Prophet mentioned. When Ibrahim and Ismail completed the construction of the sacred house, one brick remained to be placed. Ibrahim sent his son Ismail to find a unique stone to complete it. However, Allah, the Exalted, decreed that the final stone would not be made of materials from this world but rather of a stone directly from the heart of paradise. The angel Gabriel, then brought the stone to Ibrahim, who set it in place. It is said that when the stone descended, it was pure white. However, due to the impurities and immorality of mankind, the stone gradually began to discolor, and eventually turned black over time. As the city grew, the people of Mecca remained devoted monotheists, worshipping a single god, despite their neighbors in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Levant practicing paganism for centuries. But everything changed when a merchant named Amr ibn Luhay decided to conduct his business outside of Mecca. Amr journeyed north until he reached the Levant, where he encountered two things for the first time: advanced architecture and forward-thinking literature, as well as the practice of paganism. Amr was so impressed by what he saw that, before returning, he asked if he could take one of these idols with him. The people agreed, and Amr took the idol, placing it among other goods in his caravan. He then headed south back to Mecca. Upon his arrival, Amr placed the idol in front of the sacred house and addressed the people, saying that this was now the god they should worship. Sadly, this concept faced little to no resistance. Over time, people began to worship more and more idols, until it was said that by the end of the 6th century, more than 360 different idols surrounded the sacred house in Mecca. As the years passed, paganism spread across the world. Those who continued to practice monotheism knew that the arrival of a new prophet was imminent. Through deductive reasoning or by interpreting their sacred texts, many concluded that the Arabian Peninsula was the most likely place for Allah to send his new prophet. At that time, the Roman and Persian empires were ruled by repressive governments, hostile to any form of ideological or political rebellion. In contrast, the Arabian Peninsula, though deeply entrenched in paganism, was a land governed by tribal laws and had never had a true central government. Time went on, and more people began to move to the Arabian Peninsula, awaiting the arrival of the next prophet. It was on this very land, where humanity first worshipped its creator, and where Ibrahim built the first house of worship to Allah alone, that Allah destined his final and last messenger to appear.